All right, welcome to Flopbuster Movie Show, guys. We are Tony and Gabe. We talk everything movies. Gabe, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. No Victoria. She's just getting off work now, so we're writing just the two of us, the Lone Rangers, just the two of us. Um, all right, Gabe. There's been a lot of stuff in the world of movie news, but
Lots.
there's been lots. A little quiet compared to the past few episodes. We got lucky with Comic Con and a bunch of other things that were going on, right? So we had a bunch to cover, from Ninja Turtles to Marvel, all those things. We do have that. Um, but I think more so this week is definitely going to be some more juicy information in terms of the Ezra Miller stuff, Neve Campbell, and even
Juicy.
some Sonic 2 news. So we're going to get down into this. How's it going, Flet? Welcome to the show. Let's start off with obviously the weekend box office report brought to you by Pepsi Crystal. So we have Thor. Actually, no, my bad. See, she's really good at doing this. I can't do it. So we got Bullet Train at number one, 30 million. You and I both really dug Bullet Train. It's your number one movie of the year,
Yes.
obviously. Okay, so we have number two, Super Pets. Man, not performing that well.
No.
Uh, it's really dropping. I mean, it had a 50% drop, but man, that I
It
don't
didn't
know,
play
man.
well for it didn't play well for all intents and purposes. Shit, my bad. Super Pets did not play well for adults.
No, they really couldn't market it towards them. So, yeah, we see Super Pets at number two. Number three, we have Thor. My bad. Actually, Nope. We have Nope at number three. And it's been performing decently. It just crossed 100 million. Not as well as his past few films.
Right.
But as a director, I think he was the first one to hit that milestone. Past three films in a row, or I guess first three, all above $100 million. So good for Jordan Peele. And then we have Thor: Love and Thunder, which just crossed over to 700 million. It's performing well. I think others are trying to paint this picture that it's not. We have to keep in mind it doesn't have China or Russia, which
Right.
is huge. Those are huge markets. Those are markets that the last Thor film did have.
So I would say it's performing even better than Ragnarok without
It
China
is
or Russia.
domestically. Yeah, domestically, it's the highest grossing Thor movie. So even with a lot of the haterade people are drinking, this is still a franchise people are happy with and are excited to see. And then we have the Minions coming in at the bottom spot. So nothing too crazy. I'm happy that Bullet Train got that top spot. There was nothing else this weekend. So
No,
it's a fun
no.
movie, and I think it's a word of mouth film. Everybody I've talked to really dug it, and they're telling other people go out and see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I can't stop singing its praises. Like I said, I've always loved chaos, and this movie is nothing but chaos from the very beginning, and I am there for it. And like you said, I've recommended it to as many people as I could, and yeah, it's everybody go watch it. It is definitely worth the money to go see it in theaters.
It's a fun movie. We both gave it a thumbs up. We got a couple more people joining in the chat. Not that bad. How's it going, guys? We have Cody in the chat. Thank you for stopping by, Cody.
Thank
And then
you.
we'll get on to our first topic of the day. And usually I would say, Victoria, what's the first topic of the day? But she's not here. So I'll go ahead and I'll try not to mess this up. All right. We got Tom Cruise and his boy, Christopher McQuarrie, plotting a new musical, action thriller, and a Les Grossman spinoff. While they're also working on Mission Impossible 8. So they have a ton of things they're doing. This is coming from Deadline. Cruise and McQuarrie are hatching three new film projects. One is an original song and dance musical they'll craft as a star vehicle for Cruise. They're also setting up an original action film with franchise potential and fixating on Les Grossman. Gabe, I'll let you go first. Les Grossman is a thing we've heard for like 15 years. Who knows
Yeah.
how long? We've heard this movie happening. We love Tropic Thunder. It's a fucking awesome movie.
Do we like Tropic Thunder?
I do. Do you like Tropic Thunder?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
maybe I should ask you that. I love that movie, and I think he is hysterical in it. So, what do you think of these films that they have in the pipeline? He's got carte blanche right now. They're
So
signing checks.
I'm sort of glad you expanded a little bit on it because when you had said there's a musical action thriller, I thought we were talking about an actual musical action
Oh,
thriller.
like
I
all
was
the
like,
same movie.
I was like, oh shit, like that might be interesting, maybe. But you know what? As far as musicals are concerned, you know my stance, right? I'm not a huge musical guy.
Right.
Um, I believe though he did a great job in Rock of Ages.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah, I
Cruise
forgot
did,
he did
and
that.
I actually enjoy that. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I actually own Rock of Ages. That's how much fun I had with it.
Yeah, I think
I
you
think it,
mentioned this before that you really dig it.
yeah, I think it did terrible at the box office or whatever. But anyways, um, give me more Tom Cruise. You know what? Why not? Fuck it.
So I have a couple of things real quick. Hey, Blake, how's it going? Blake's been joining us lately on the show, so I want to thank him
Hello.
for stopping by. Um, and then we got Cody quoting Les Grossman. I could hear. Where is it? Right when he's talking to Flaming Dragon. Okay, so man, the musical is the thing that catches my eye. Tom is at that point in his career where I think of somebody like Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly did Singing in the Rain, and for those of you that have seen Singing in the Rain, it is a film about an aging action hero in the silent era transitioning to the talkies, the movies with dialogue. And if he's doing something like that, where he goes, I'm at the point in my career where I've done this thing, but what if I go full out and commit to it? I think it could be really, really cool. And he could do whatever he wants. His movie is the highest grossing film of the year right now,
Right.
but no competition in sight. Whether it's Marvel, there's no excuses. Top Gun is performing at a crazy, crazy level.
Well, until Black Panther 2 comes out in like
until
November.
Black Panther 2, and I do think that movie is going to do gangbusters. It's gonna be wild. I mean,
It's
everybody's
gonna be
going to
wild.
see it. That trailer blew everybody's socks off.
I already got my tickets for like 5 different days.
I'm excited, man, and I think it's going to be really good. And we have Avatar as well, so it's not going to hold on to it for too long, but it's not going away, and it might hop back in that top 5 by the time we do the box office report next week.
Right. I mean, I think it ended up at number 6. Top Gun did at least
Yeah.
for the weekend. But no, I mean, you're right. Tom Cruise right now could write as many checks as he wants, and they're not bouncing at this particular moment. People are able to cash in on Tom Cruise. With Mission Impossible coming out, all these other things that he has going on, cooking. He's back. He went away because of that weirdness that he had going on, but I feel like he slowly has made his way back, and absolutely, like right now, he's for better intensive, for lack of a better word. I mean, he's God in Hollywood.
He is, when we think of movie stars, he is the ultimate movie star. And right now, he's flexing that. And I know we mentioned Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's another guy who just like, man, I can't think of a movie where he just wasn't on the money. The guy just acts his ass off. Those two guys right there I'm immediately excited when I see their names attached.
Brad Pitt has come so far for me, at least in my eyes, from a guy that like the Ocean's movies and like the heartthrob type actor, right, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You're gonna go see Mr. and Mrs. Smith because it's Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, right? But he's come so far to the point in his career where, you had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Bullet Train, right? It's
right.
They're Brad Pitt movies. Like that's Quentin Tarantino, mind you, Leo, I know, but Brad Pitt for me at least, Brad Pitt was the star of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, but to me, he was the star.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I mean, he's the Cliff Booth, you could say, is one of the hearts of the film. I mean, there's Sharon Tate and her story that is very precious and sweet, but I mean, Cliff Booth is one hell of a friend, man. But Tom, man, Hollywood,
he always reminds everybody, don't cry in front of the Mexicans.
Don't cry in front of the Mexicans. What's the matter, partner? Yeah, great character. Tom, man, he's on top of the world right now. He's the ultimate movie star, and everybody should be taking note. If you're The Rock, if you're Ryan Reynolds, hey, you want to make a movie where like you play the same fucking thing over and over? Put some craft into it. Look at Tom Cruise. Look at what he does. Put some craft into what you're doing. Take more action. And he's not afraid to take risk. And I think that's what you want out of somebody.
No, I mean, even as bad as The Mummy was, right? Like, I know you hated it. I didn't really hate it that much, but I also didn't like it.
I didn't hate it as much as everybody, but I thought it was like mediocre.
He took a chance on The Mummy. Like he tried his best with it. I mean, it didn't work out for him, but at least he tried something different.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Look at Nev back in the news.
Of course.
Has she exited the news with this? All right, Neve Campbell, and this is on her exiting Scream. This is also from the Hollywood Reporter. Uh, it was overpay. I couldn't walk on set feeling undervalued. The star of that hit horror film told People about departing over salary negotiations. I honestly don't believe that if I were a man and had done 5 installments of a huge blockbuster franchise over 25 years, that the number I was offered would be the number that would be offered to a man. Gabe, what do you think of those comments?
I I agree with her, and I know a couple like a month ago or two, I talked about how I didn't really care because they were talking about contract again with Neve Campbell about coming on Scream 6, and I was like, well, I don't need to see her in there, right? But then what was we heard like a week or two later? Oh yeah, she's back in. We got her paid. So then I was getting pretty jacked up and excited, to see her and Gail back together. But at this point, especially when women have been fighting for equal pay, they've been
Yeah,
fighting for a lot of their rights that had recently been taken away. For her to be undervalued as one of the stars of this franchise, I mean, she hasn't been killed off. She survived all 5 movies, what have you. You gotta pay her. Like you gotta pay her like she's your top actress. A lot of times, for a lot of people, she's gonna be the main attraction to these Scream movies.
yeah,
Um, so but a loss in all this, and I feel like it is Courtney Cox as well, because Courtney Cox to me, she's right there with Neve. So either
I
they're not
think
paying Courtney Cox enough, or maybe Courtney Cox's career hasn't really taken off that much. But I don't know what's going on with her. I know she got paid. I don't know if less or more than Neve, but you got paid Neve.
I would think more than Nev. I want to bring up a comment real quick. And it's right to have an unpopular opinion. I mean, I've heard people say this thing too. Blake was saying, unpopular opinion, but I don't know where she gets off thinking she's worth so much. What has she done outside of Scream? That is a point that many studio executives would probably make in the room. Like, we know that you're valuable to this franchise, but does her name equal the box office draw? I would say so. I would say that every time a new trailer for one of these movies comes out and people see her, there's a crowd reaction, and
for for
people
for
are
Scream. But
excited.
here's the thing: is never mind you, and Blake, I appreciate your comments there, and for my thinking, what she's done, right? It's not what she's done after Scream; it's what she's done prior to Scream and during that, right? You had Party of Five, where she was like one of the it girls. You had the Craft, right?
Right.
Another huge movie. Then you get into the Scream stuff. Then her career, yeah, she's done a lot of TV stuff, but she is still a big draw. She's still a big name, especially for Scream fans, for horror fans. Like, you see Neve Campbell and let's say whatever horror movie, and people are going to go see it because of her. It doesn't necessarily mean that she's a bad actress or she hasn't done anything. It's just that horror fans have always had an appreciation for horror actors that show love to the genre.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like I just went to a horror convention, right? You had people there that I PJ Souls like had a line out the door. What's PJ Souls done after Halloween?
Just be the nicest person ever besides Halloween and
Okay,
Carrie. She's just like
right,
people love her because of it goes back to what
right.
you say. They just
But
appreciate
but
these
you
actresses.
understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, 100%.
It,
Yeah.
it's she shows love to the community, and Neve Campbell has always shown love to the horror community, and that's why we love Neve Campbell.
Yeah. No. And again, Blake brings up another point about her and that comparison of Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee's Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee is an A-lister. Jamie Lee, I think, went off and did Activia commercials for a little bit, but we have to remember that she was a Hollywood draw in the 90s. Like, I know she fizzled out in the 80s, but in the 90s, she had hits after hits with comedies. And she also had Freaky Friday, and she has that family appeal. When it comes to
You can't
paying
forget
somebody
her
like that,
striptease in True Lies. Come
well, who
on
can?
now.
Come on, I don't forget that. Which is a great movie that still has not gotten a 4K release. Come on,
She
James
needs it.
Cameron. Come on, man. Um, I think she does deserve it. I don't know how much they offered her. I wasn't in that room. I can't say
No.
either way. Do I think she's going to be in the movie? I don't know. at this point, I was at that convention when she was telling people this. I didn't believe it because like, why would she tell people at a convention she's not going to be in a movie? But I guess it's true. She did. It turned out to be true. All these people saying that she says she's not going to be in it, and her manager says she's not going to be in it. She eventually comes out public and says the same thing. Whether or not she's in it, good for her. She stuck up for what she believed in, what her worth was. Are we going to miss her in the movie? I guess we'll see. I haven't seen the movie.
We'll
yet.
see what Radio Silence is going to do. I mean, you only have one legacy character returning at this point with Courtney Cox.
And I think people forget Courtney Cox is a draw. One of the biggest TV actresses probably of all time.
I enjoyed Cougar Town.
I don't think anybody remembers Cougar Town.
How could you not remember Cougar Town?
What did it debut on? TV Land?
It was. Listen, Cougar Town. Listen. I had more fun with Cougar Town than I did with Friends.
Friends is one of the biggest shows of all time. Not for me, but I know, Victoria loves it. So many kids love Friends. It's like at this point, like more popular than Seinfeld in recent
Friends,
years.
more like enemies.
They weren't living like that in New York. No way in hell.
Listen. There's no way that you're living in New York, in Manhattan, in that apartment, while you're an unemployed actor and whatever else the rest of the cast was doing, and then you're gonna tell me that there was not one Hispanic or Black person in all of New York for like 9 years?
Well, hold on. That show? People get mad. What's the show that apparently Friends is a remake of?
Living Single.
Living Single.
I'm the one that brought it up to you.
Yeah, you brought it up, and I've seen so many other people bring this up that the show just was a remake of Living Single, and they canceled it.
It was. So, real quick, let me just break it down for our new viewers real quick, all right, that don't know about this. Living Single was a great show that was on Fox, right? The creator of the guy that was going to do Friends, right? He came up to the creator of Living Single and said, I love what you're doing. I love your show. 9 months later, he makes fucking Friends.
That's what happens.
For like the white people.
That's what happens.
And then Friends like took off, obviously, right? You get, semi-attractive white people in New York. Friends took off, and Living Single, who had like this urbaness, right? Early 90s urban, like very hip hop.
Hey man, in the comments, everybody is saying they're fans of Living Single. So apparently, you gotta start.
Yes, Living Single needs more love.
We should do an intro for our show. That's like a 90s sitcom.
We should.
We could. We'll figure that out. We'll do that. All right. What's next? What do we got? Let's see. Oh man, this motherfucker.
Oh man.
Okay. All right. I feel like we've another person that's been on the show so many times. We might as well invite them on. That's our boy, or my bad. I mean, our dude. This is hard. This is our friend, Ezra. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, man. A source with knowledge of the situation says the studio is preparing for 3 possible scenarios on how to deal with this movie and with Ezra. So first, excuse me, Warner has received indication that the 29-year-old Miller, whose mother has accompanied the actor in recent days, will seek professional help after returning home to their farm in Vermont after being away. If that happens, Miller, who goes by they, them pronouns, could give an interview at some point explaining their erratic behavior over the past few years. The actor could do limited press for The Flash, and the movie would open in cinemas as planned. Second scenario, even if Miller doesn't reach out for help, Warner could still release the film, but don't expect Miller to play a prominent role in terms of marketing and publicity, nor would Miller be the Flash going forward, and the role would be recast upon future projects. Last scenario, the situation with Miller deteriorates further. This would see Warner's killing the movie outright, as it could not be reshot with a new actor. He plays multiple different versions of Barry in the film in almost every scene. So scrapping a $200 million movie would be one of the most unprecedented moves in Hollywood history. Gabe, I'll shoot this to you. Ezra is all over the news. They are a bit of a wreck. I don't know. It's one of those things where I never would have expected it, but then we got that choking video of them and a fan, and nobody knew if they were playing or not. What do you think of this? It's escalated to this point. What do you think? What
Listen,
do they do?
it's a very hard for me. It's very hard to say what they should do. Right. In one hand, I lean more towards like just release the movie and don't have them play any role as far as marketing is concerned, and just recast them in future Flash movies. I think that's the best option. I honestly, Ezra Miller, to me, he's in a sense dead. His acting career is dead. So even, and I can't say that because nobody's really career is really that dead unless I don't know, unless you kill somebody. But OJ showed that you could come back from killing somebody. But anyways, uh, I think that might be their best option. The option that I'm going for is just kill it off completely.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going just kill it off completely. So the head of DC wants to save $2 billion for Warner Brothers Discovery.
Oh, there you go. There's another. Yeah.
There's $200 million, right?
You know what's fucked up about this is that it'll be 2 movies. Michael Keaton has been cast in 3 movies because he was supposed to be in Aquaman that completely we will never see footage of. That he
I
was
mean, you'll
brought back
probably
for no
see
reason.
footage. My so here's my issue, right? Is you're gonna kill off the Hispanic freaking Batwoman for Ezra
They
Miller?
want to. They want to bring her back. They want to cancel the movie, but in the same report about a different report actually, but Hollywood Reporter still a bunch of different things going on over there. They're a mess. Warner's a mess right now. You could call it whatever you want to call it, leadership, cancellation, what's better for the company. Clearly, that dude Zaslav is pissing a bunch of people off in the picture division. In the movie division, he's pissing off everybody.
It's
But
because, like you
somehow
said, he's a TV guy.
they still want Leslie Grace to return. Even though you cancel her movie, you're hopeful she returns as Batgirl? For what? Michael Keaton, how are you going to get these people to return? So I don't know if you can scrap this movie. It's too much money. And that would be one of the most brain dead decisions. This guy is running Warner into the ground, which once was one of the best movie studios ever, right? It's one of the oldest studios that's
Right.
still around. That's still making real movies going to theaters. It's not like Fox that's become a division with Disney. I can't even think of other ones because they just
MGM.
go away. Maybe MGM got bought out by Amazon, so most of their movies go to the streamer.
That's they're gone. It's just Warner
So
Brothers.
what happens? What do you do? And I think the best course of action, which is I'm not sure if that was even an option, would be just to release the movie, and then recast him.
Yeah, that was the second option that you said.
Yeah,
recast them, release it, and then recast them in future movies.
Recast them for future movies. I want to bring up something that real quick that Connor mentioned because I think it is a valid point. Is I sympathize with people who suffer from mental illness. I know how hard it is to stay sane, but they're just fucking idiot.
Right. Don't get us wrong. We empathize with anybody who suffers from mental illness. Definitely. I just think it's hard. When you got to look for help, and you have to know that you have a mental illness, and then you got to look for help. Or somebody has to step in and help you. Whether it be Warner Brothers, whether it be your parents, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, whoever. I mean, you're going off and kidnapping people and then stealing alcohol from somebody's home. Like, somebody needs to step in and help this dude.
Yeah. Real quick, Blake, this is another factor I wanted to bring up. I hate it for the other actors in the crew, but shit happens, and then you take a piss and move on. No, it's true. The most fucked up thing is that a lot of these actors are promised bonuses. They get these bonuses in their contract when the movie comes out. They make some more money off it. Box office back ends. Tom Cruise has that. A lot of Michael Keaton specifically was promised a bonus upon the release of Shazam, or not Shazam, The Flash and Batgirl. What happens to things that, these details and contracts? Like these are things that you have to deliver on because the movie isn't coming out. We don't know. The movie's 10 months away. Anything can happen. Either they're going to get better and receive the help that they need, or they're going to get much worse. And we're going to read even worse articles about what they're doing next. Because right now they're like a myth They go from town to town in America with bulletproof vests and guns, all things that they've been doing recently, and doing wild shit, stealing liquor. They have warrants out for their arrest. Right? So what? Warner has not released a statement. I don't know what you do, but I think deleting this movie altogether is a bad deal. And I think the only reason why it's on the table right now is because Zaslav has already canceled Batgirl. So it's like, well, what's next?
Well, yeah, because here's the thing, right? Is that they're giving the Flash $5, $10, $15 million more to be done with these reshoots, but you couldn't find $5, $10 million more to give Batgirl. Like, yeah. I understand Batgirl was going to go straight to streaming. I understand not everybody's a big fan of Batgirl. I understand nobody, whatever the case may be. But if that movie's almost finished, you're showing a precedence and you're showing people, that mind you, all the politics aside, but you're showing people like you're going to give the Flash money because he's a known commodity, right? But this guy's a fucking jackass. But you're not going to give the lesser known movie more money, even though the lead actress, I mean, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about her, but you're not going to give her movie $5 million more so they could finish the movie.
Well, I also want to note is that the reshoots for The Flash have already happened. They shot their scenes. So Warner knew of this situation that we've been hearing all summer long since like April. We've been talking about this every single week. In July or June, I believe that they already shot their reshoots. Ezra came down, did their scenes, was fine on set. Everybody said they did fine. There was no issues. And then they went off and started terrorizing the world a bit more. So what Warner is complicit in this too, where they haven't said anything. They haven't stopped this. In fact, they still worked with them to do these reshoots. And I know money talks. It's all about money. What are you going to do if you can't release this movie? Like, what if Ezra does not receive the help?
Well, you know what? Let's say you do release the movie, right? Are you going to go see it? I mean, I know you're going to go see it because you got some strange love for Michael Keaton's Batman. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not going to see The Flash. I'll probably stream it when it comes to HBO Max. Yeah. I'm not going to give them money to go see this movie.
I think most people on the internet space would agree with you.
It's gonna bomb. I mean, and HBO needs to or not HBO, but Warner Brothers.
Because I think a lot of people that aren't in the know about what they're doing are gonna see Michael Keaton in those trailers and go, "You remember when we were kids?" And
they're gonna know.
They're gonna see that. No,
trust me, people are gonna know what Ezra Miller's been doing. I'm gonna make sure of it. Of it.
We'll see. Blake brings something else up. I think it's obvious that Batgirl's part of the old regime at WB we're planning, and Zaslav doesn't want to go in that direction. That's a fact. That is a fact.
It is, and it's hard. It's hard.
Campy Night's gonna go old school. Video store. Yeah, they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait for The Flash. So
people are gonna wait. They're not gonna go pay freaking $15, $20, to go see this movie.
Connor, I want a solo Keaton Batman sequel or fuck it, Batman Beyond. They can do Batman Beyond. New 52 had a great Batman Beyond run, and Rebirth, and even now they have a run that's going on. But I read a few volumes, and like, man, it's just like the show, and they could continue that. I think that's a great option, especially with Spider-Verse, where they went with that. You could totally do Batman Beyond. So enough of Ezra. We got a lot more to cover. Man, it sucks. All right. Gabe, we saw this trailer.
Whoo!
The menu. This cast is stacked, man.
This cast is fantastic.
I didn't know about this movie. There was a teaser released months ago, apparently. Wasn't on my radar. This trailer was. They really pushed this trailer out in all social media aspects. I saw this trailer everywhere, but it's a damn good trailer.
I saw this trailer in front of some movie that I saw earlier this summer. I forget which one. Don't ask me which one.
What do you think of this trailer? What do we think?
Hey, listen, you know me already, man. You give me Johnny Legs, John Leguizamo, some Anna Taylor-Joy. I'm gonna be there I'm gonna be in the movie theater.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man. Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of Ready or Not edge to it, which I think is cool. I didn't know what this movie was about. I was like, all right, it looks like from the poster, I'm guessing some culinary Oscar bait thing. But it looks like this whodunit horror.
Whodunit? It's whodunit horror, basically.
Yeah. Looks awesome.
Right. You know what I'm gonna what I say is, and we have always had this conversation, right? Because I'm a fan of the elevated horror, right? Whatever you want to call it,
Right.
uh, however Scream 5 put it. And we've seen a trade-off in a sense, right? Is a lot of these studios that aren't A24 or Blumhouse, whoever's in charge of, not in charge, but whoever's been doing a lot of elevated horror, these studios have been put on notice. And a lot of these horror movies that we've seen that are coming out have sort of that elevated horror type of like, yeah, I don't know, like sense to them, I would say. Like this
Yeah,
one,
there's like
like The Menu.
with the bigger name actors and stuff, and it's
Right.
got a high concept sort of thing going on with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's the trade-off. That's what I've always said. You get into a genre and people hate it, but studios see the money going towards it, and there you go. That's the trade-off. Is now people are trying to do their version of an elevated horror. This one is one of them, and like you said, it has big names attached to them because it's a big studio. So they're gonna go with John Leguizamo, Anna Taylor-Joy, and Ralph Fiennes, and there was a lot of other people that I noticed in there.
This is coming from Searchlight, who I believe did Ready or Not, and they've done Antlers. They've done a bunch of movies lately that are, I don't know if that's part of the old regime before Disney bought them out or what the situation was with that, but Searchlight has been putting out some great flicks lately. So Searchlight Pictures put this out. The movie looks great. I hope it's great. I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Yes.
The chat, we've seen some people talking about it. Connor says he's got no interest. He doesn't want to see it. So maybe we could convince him with her if the movie ends up being good. Well, who knows? Blake says, I used to have a video store down the road. It closed down a few years ago. They fought the good fight. I don't know many that are still around. I know Family Video is still trying to.
Family Video here in Chicago is done.
And there's still one in all the way by Orland Park. I was out there by that mall and they still had one. And it was busy. So we'll see. Campy Knight says, I love Leguizamo. I probably shouldn't, but I do.
No, love him. Love yourself some Johnny Legs. I love me some Johnny Legs.
Searchlight did a few Hulu films that did well as well. They did, man. They got a deal with being owned by Disney. I know that they put most of the Searchlight films on Hulu. So, yeah, man, that looks pretty great, I would say.
We're gonna try to convince Connor to watch The Menu. I'm gonna talk about it every week, slowly and subconsciously. I'm gonna start mentioning like The Menu, like, hey, have you seen The Menu at McDonald's?
It's gonna
little subtly like subconsciously. I'm gonna seep into Connor's like subconscious and like just get in there.
Whenever we run down the topics, you say, "What's on the menu?"
What's on the menu?
What's on the menu? All right. Next thing on the list, Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know much about this, but it's Blumhouse. I like Blumhouse. And this is an image that Jason Blum shared. And this is the Jim Henson Creature Shop, who many of you know. I mean, come on, the guy's a fucking legend, man. And this is his workshop. They're
Who's
working
Jim
on
Henson?
this movie. So come on, you know who that is. I don't know. I don't have much interest, but I'm intrigued. I've heard about this for so long. It's animatronics coming to life and attacking people. And clearly they're using actual animatronics. They have little prototypes they're working on. I don't know who's attached to this. The director, Christopher Lambert, moved on to do Arachnophobia. So he's not working on it. So I don't know who's doing it, but I'm interested. I don't know.
Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't know much about the franchise. I do know for a while it was popular amongst kids as far as a horror game on mobile is concerned, but that's as much as I know. Never played it. But we're in. I think, I mean, I don't know if we're in, but at least I'm intrigued because of animatronics. I mean, it hasn't been done in a while. Sort of how we were intrigued by Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio with the clay, with the claymation. So bringing back like these old school technical, craft, that's always awesome to see. So,
you gotta fight the good fight for practical effects, man. I think they have a place in Hollywood still.
They do. You know me, I'm a huge fan of CGI. When you can CGI, just use CGI. But sometimes it is cool to see some of these old techniques still.
And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of cases where practical is the way to go. I mean, Prey, we just saw it use a great combination of CGI and practical.
Oh, Prey, yeah, Prey was great.
We got Mia joining us. How's it going, Mia? And then Connor says you're going to brainwash him with subliminal messages. He's down for that. Well, there you go. Hopefully, we'll be able to convince him to see this movie. Gabe, this is a bit of news that you might be happy about because this was a big question mark. And that is the Blue Beetle movie. It's still in the works, despite Warner Brothers Discovery restructuring things. So this is a movie that was originally for HBO Max. Got the green light to go to theaters. They gave him some extra money to mess around with it. They believe in this project. It must be good if it was not part of the Zaslav axe. He's been axing everything. He's just like, you're fired. Fire 70% of the development division. Fuck you. Like, but this movie's moving forward. It's been interesting. I like the Blue Beetle character. The cast seems really cool. So I know you're excited about this. The movie's moving forward. It's complete. It's coming to theaters next August. What do you think?
Listen, if he would have, axed this movie, and this could be a hot take, all right? Wait,
is this a hot take? Should I play the hot take video?
This is a hot take right here.
What's your hot take?
If he would have axed this movie, we would have revolted. And by we, I am talking about the Hispanic Latin community. We would have revolted. We would have killed Homeboy because when they got announced and you had Cholo, I'm butcher his last name, but his first name is Cholo from the Karate Kid. Right.
Yeah. He's great.
He's great. Yeah. He's great in Cobra Kai. So Blue Beetle, for all intents and purposes, is going to be the first Mexican superhero to go to a theater. There's no other Mexican superheroes out there, right? Right. So Blue Beetle is for us what Black Panther did for the African American community. So when it got announced on TikTok, on Facebook, I saw people literally crying that they were so happy that Blue Beetle was going to go on the big screen because we finally had representation for superheroes. So if he would have axed this, like, we were revolted. Like we would have gone to like Warner Brothers headquarters, grabbed a piñata in the shape of David's whatever's body, and just like piñataed him up like right there at the beginning. Maybe actually grabbed him and like beat him with some baseball bats. Get a couple of like cholos, a couple of Mexican gangbangers, what have you. It would have been down. All right, it would have been down James Brown. All right.
I mean, yeah. Hey, it's surviving, man. I mean, I guess he's being very careful about what's coming and what's not. So Connor says, I wonder what happened to the planned Gremlins 3 under this new asshole. In charge of WB. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I know they have the TV show, The Secret of the Mogwais. I believe that's still coming. Most of it's done. It's an animated show. It looks great. I'm excited for it. Hopefully that didn't get canned because they've been teasing that for a while.
Right. And right now, Warner Brothers just releasing little bits of news here and there every other day, every other week. So who knows when they're going to announce whatever's happening with Gremlins.
I will say they haven't officially said it yet, but Titans and Doom Patrol are canceled.
What?
They're canceled. They came out in Variety. They were the first ones to report it. They said Warner has not come out and made a statement, but we can tell you these shows are not moving forward. I trust Variety. They're usually right 95% of the time. There's no way they would have ran that article without even like looking into it. So that's coming from one of their sources. That was earlier today. Part of the shakeup, Titans and Doom Patrol are both canceled.
Both of them were probably some of the best TV shows that Warner Brother DC on HBO Max had.
Doom Patrol I only watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, but I dug it. I've been wanting to go back and complete it all the way through, but I liked what they were doing.
Listen, Doom Patrol, there's no other better image for Doom Patrol than the first episode, and the opening sequence is just Brendan Fraser just railing on somebody. Like I haven't seen Brendan Fraser in like 15 years at that point, right? And all of a sudden, the next thing I know, when I finally see him again, he's just naked and having sex in a pool house. And I'm
Hey,
like, what a great way to reintroduce myself to Brendan Fraser.
and then we got my dad saying, "Go Cubbies." He likes your outfit, Gabe. There you go. My dad gave you the seal of approval.
They're playing right now at the Field of Dreams out in Iowa.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. Some people are saying that movie doesn't hold up. I think it does. I like Field of Dreams. I think it's a fun movie. You're one of those people. There you go.
It's not my favorite baseball movie.
I know it's not mine either. Major League is by far my favorite. Blake says, I'm pretty excited for Blue Beetle. Dude, I think it's going to be good. Clearly, they're excited about it because they took it from HBO and said, this thing, it's going to do well. We should put it in theaters. So I don't know much.
Because they know that we're gonna go see it, and by the Hispanics are gonna go see it.
This is gonna be like Selena for you guys. This is your Infinity.
Like I said, it's gonna be like the Black Panther, like what Black Panther was for African Americans is what Blue Beetle is gonna be for Mexicans.
Okay, here we go. Do you guys plan on checking out the Dragon Ball movie next week? Gabe, are you into Dragon Ball? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
I'm about dragging my balls on your face.
Oh man, I walked right into that one. Don't want it. I'm not into Dragon Ball as much as most people are. I've watched some episodes of the original show. I read a couple volumes of the manga in high school. I like Dragon Ball. I like the video games. I know the movie's coming out next week. We know our Fabian and Adrian must be
right. I never got into Dragon Ball, so I can't even say I watched an episode. I know characters' names just because of my cousins and you who can get away from Dragon Ball Z. I just never got into it. Yeah. So I'm probably not gonna see it. But if you guys want like a review or something, maybe we could have Fabian come in and give us a review.
It's going to be in IMAX, so I think if you're a fan of that, I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, any movie in IMAX would be great.
Right.
Field of Dreams is one of Connor's favorites. Blake, look at you're outnumbered. Everybody's saying it holds up. So I'm
outnumbered. You also said you didn't like it.
I said I liked it. I said it holds up. I said I saw some people online saying they don't like the movie. Because
you know why I don't like it? I'll say it right now. I don't like it because it's the Sox. All right, it's the Sox. Okay, as a Cubs fan, I'm not allowed to like anything Sox related. I don't even wear socks. Okay, just because it's the White Sox.
Let's get on to this. Sonic 3. I know you're excited about that.
I am. Is Jim Carrey coming back?
I think he's retired. I don't know. Nobody knows what he said. He's retired. Maybe.
I guess he could unretire by next year though to play Dr. Robotnik.
Somebody pointed this out that if Jim Carrey is to retire, the final line in movie history that he says is "Later, haters." Hey, if you're gonna go on top, he's great in these movies. Like honestly, he's really really good. Like he's funny. Like he's some of the funniest sort of slapstick humor he's done in maybe 10 years or so. I would say
more. I would say
more than that. Him as Dr. Robotnik is
because he tried that slapstick and Yes Man. I don't know if you ever watched Yes Man.
I like that movie. I dig it. It's not one of his best, but I think I was more than happy that he was doing something like that at that point in time. So yeah, I mean, Sonic 2 or Sonic 3, 2 years after the first one. So I
made you watch the second one. We went to the theaters for the second one, which made you watch the first one because you had spent 2 years not watching the first Sonic for some damn reason. It came out
during the pandemic, so I think it was just that like so many things were going on, and I just didn't see it.
Then you had a whole pandemic to watch it.
I had all that time at home to watch it. I don't know what I was doing, but I did enjoy 1 and 2. I do think they're fun family films. I enjoy them.
Right.
So, what do you think? Are you excited for Sonic 3?
I am excited for Sonic 3 because they built up. You built up the friendship with Knuckles, with Idris Elba, and then you're bringing in another baddie into the fray, part of the Sonic family. Shadow. So. Yeah. So it's, I'm excited to see it. Hopefully Jim Carrey comes back. I don't mind James Marsden. He serves his purpose. I mean, we're all there just to basically see Sonic.
What contract did James Marsden sign that is like he needs to be in every family-friendly film with CGI animals? between this and Hop, I'm just like, the guy's a good actor. He's got range. Give him something else to do, guys. Come on.
Does he have range though? I mean, do you remember his Cyclops in
Hey,
the
that
first
was the
few X-Men?
writers, man. They were pushing Wolverine extra hard. All right, we got the rumor mill, and this is a segment of the show where we take topics and articles that aren't confirmed. So if they are confirmed, we usually go off of Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, The Wrap. But anyway, this comes to us from Murphy's Multiverse. New Karate Kid, dude. New Karate Kid film on the way, and there's a bit of a twist to this. So let me go ahead and pull this up here, and it's a brand new Karate Kid film in development from Sony Pictures that'll see the Karate Kid serve as the teacher this time around and train a restaurant owner in Brooklyn how to fight. So the kid comes from China, teaches this restaurant owner to learn kung fu. And I believe right now they only have a writer attached. So this is an exclusive, and other people are picking up on the story. There's not much else besides that. There's a writer attached, and that's about it. What do you think of it? I don't know what to think of it. I mean, where else can you go with the concept? I guess the only way to go with it is to flip it around and do something like this, I guess.
No.
We have the show on TV, so I don't know what the draw would be.
That's what I'm saying is you have a hit show on TV, and I know you're trying to capitalize on that, but why not, I don't know, make a movie then? You know how like Entourage did it or Sex in the City did, right? You have your shows, and then once your show ended, HBO was doing a movie. Then
I think people would come and see. People would see Cobra Kai. It's one of the biggest shows. Everybody I talk to loves Cobra Kai. It's one of those shows where universally people are watching it, and they've been loving it.
It is, to me, and maybe I'm not in the pulse as much as I think I am, but to me, Cobra Kai is universally loved. I have yet to meet one person that has anything bad to say about Cobra Kai.
It's fucking awesome, dude, and it respects the lore so well.
Right.
It was the trailers when they initially announced it. It looked so funny. I was like, what are they going to do with this? Is it a comedy? But they meshed the tone of everything between Johnny being this out of the 1980s bully who has to adjust to millennials and all that stuff, and Daniel still being Daniel. Like it's a perfect show. Like
right, Daniel still being a bully.
Yeah, the Karate Kid 2 references, bringing in the Karate Kid 3 stuff. Like, man, it's Terry Silver is one of the best villains on TV too.
Right. So I don't know why they would try to make a new Karate Kid movie when you still have the show going on, and then you could just turn around and make a movie out of the show. People will go watch this. People will go pay to go see it. You can even drop it on streaming right next to Netflix, whatever.
True.
But a Cobra Kai movie works so much better than like Karate Kid Part 4 or 5 or whatever reboot they're going to try to do. And I'm usually a big fan of reboots and sequels. You know me. I just don't see it this way because of the success Cobra Kai has had.
Yeah, no, I'm down the middle. I'll wait and see. I don't know much else about this. All we know is a writer's attached, and we have the log line. That's really it.
Don't they know you can't teach an old dog new tricks? How's a kid gonna like show an old man karate? Like, what are you gonna do? Like 40 years old doing karate, 50 years old? You're gonna break a hip.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But no, I mean, come on, Cobra Kai it's must see TV. It's like a soap opera. Every season is just melodramatic and fun and funny, and the karate is great. The callbacks, all the Pat Morita stuff that they squeeze in there, man. It's if you love these movies, it's a must-watch show. Johnny finally getting
vindicated. He's the hero of this.
Which one of my favorite characters in modern TV history. The way Johnny is played is perfect. William Zabka is awesome, and it just naturally funny. And I know this is a joke that they had this joke and this idea since Hot Tub Time Machine. That's how long they've been holding on to that Cobra Kai idea, since Hot Tub Time Machine. Great movie, by the way. But yeah, I don't know how
the first one, because the sequel wasn't that great.
No, sequel was not good at all. First one is awesome. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. I have some insider knowledge in Sonic 3. Supposedly, it's going to be a huge production.
Ooh,
inside scoop. We'll have to get that out of you, Connor. All right, did you guys ever play Sonic Adventures 2? Is the first appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog in the next movie. I've played some of the Sonic games. I played the Shadow spinoff. I remember. I think it was on GameCube or Xbox. I think GameCube. But yeah, again, like I've been casual with a lot of the Sonic stuff. What about you,
I
Gabe?
I I played the first one a lot. The second one with Miles, Tails or whatever, I hated. I still hate Tails because of that game. Fuck Tails. Um, but then I sort of phased out of Sonic, and then started getting into like heavier, bigger,
Porn, just porn.
yeah. I got into porn early in life.
Chris Schneider says, "Hey everyone, Marsden is also a voice in the My Little Pony movie. See, come on, why are we giving this guy a raw deal, man? I mean, come on, he's got more range. I mean, he's funny.
Wasn't he in that Katherine Heigl movie, 27 Dresses? Not that I know about 27 Dresses, but I'm just saying.
It's possible. I mean, he seems like a romantic comedy type. Nobody wants a Karate Kid movie. There you go.
Not that, like you said, not that Karate Kid movie.
Cobra Kai is going so good. Who wants another film at this point? I mean, no, I think that's what a lot of the people on the internet are sharing that sentiment, especially with the chat here. I mean, it's true.
Right, it's true. Nobody wants another Karate Kid movie. Give me a Cobra Kai movie. I'll take that once the series is over. Give me that. Other than that, if it's not a Cobra Kai movie, this Karate Kid movie is not going to do any business at all.
Yeah. Who knows? It might just be for streaming or something. Okay, so Chris, same thing about Cobra Kai is there's something in there for everybody. Karate Kid fans, non-Karate Kid fans, it's a fantastically written show. True. It's true, man. And then, yeah, the How I Met Your Mother joke. Everybody knows that one. It was great. I remember that. And then if you like Mars and even remotely, you need to watch Interstate 60. Best cast in a movie no one has seen. We'll have to check that out.
Well, yeah, we'll check it out.
We'll have to check it out. All right. Let's see what is next, because I don't think we have too much left. This is something I wanted to bring up, Gabe. It's a question I have for you, and maybe for those in the chat as well. Prey has the biggest release on Hulu in debut history for a TV show, movie. Did pretty damn well for itself. Universal praise. Most like it to love it. Great film. I really dug it. What classic franchise would you like to see get the Prey treatment? That's what I ask. Well, the movie that's just been run into the ground, everybody's tired of it. What movie do you think can get that same treatment where you go, let's give it a fresh spin. Let's do something that nobody would expect to do, and let's go ahead and release it on Hulu or theaters, whatever it is. What franchise can you think of?
I don't know. It's tough because there's a lot of franchises out there that I could think of. I mean, if you go horror, I'm obviously going to say A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Bring it back to its basics. If we go action, as much as I love Stallone, Rambo. You could bring back you could bring Rambo into modern times.
I think they are. I read somewhere that they are doing a reboot of Rambo. I know a couple of years they asked Gosling in an interview, and he said he'd be down to do that. Like, do it off the book. Ryan Gosling said he would love to play Rambo. That's a great choice.
What I would a franchise that I would want them to see get right, because I love all the movies just because I'm just that type of nerd. But Transformers.
Yeah.
I know they try to write it with Bumblebee, and then that's been it. But if you do a legit Transformers franchise and you do it right, not just like Michael Bay, that would be awesome to see.
Well, man, you must be excited for the new one coming out next summer, directed by Stephen Caple Jr., who did Creed 2. So really solid director, set in the 90s, and Anthony Ramos is the star of it. It's going to be like everything everybody said about that film is like it's old school Transformers. Like it's a love letter
right.
to
like let me see here. Like, hold on. If they did a live action Transformers of the Transformers the movie, like that would be fucking phenomenal. Like yes,
and great music in that movie too.
Great music in that movie. Like I think I told you, like I saw it and I was like, dude, this has like great music. 80s like rock heavy.
It's like 80s, and even like so many shows borrowed from that movie, like in terms of music, original songs, you know.
But yeah.
one franchise that I think has been ran into the ground the same amount as Predator.
Halloween.
And I think no, people might not like my answer because I think a lot of fans really love the lore and the mythology. But to that, I say fuck mythology. I think Terminator 2 is a blessing and a curse because it gave us one of the greatest action movies ever made, a staple of the 90s, but it also set a curse on anything that came out after it in terms of mythology. And you have to follow the guideline that Cameron set. So we look at Terminator 3. Didn't do great. People liked it for the time, but fans look back and they're not fans of it as much as they thought they were. Terminator Dark Fate, I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought the action was cool. Most people in the community of Terminator hated the movie. Didn't do great at the box office. Salvation, same thing. And I totally forgot about Genesis. That movie, I fucking did not like that movie.
I could forget about Genesis. It has
totally
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah. I think you reboot Terminator, bring it back to its roots. That first movie is a slasher movie. It's a 1980s sci-fi slasher movie. And I think what you do is you take somebody prominent right now, just a big dude, whoever that is, and you stick them in back into that original formula. Let's set it in the 1970s. It's a Terminator set back to the 1970s.
Stop trying to set movies in the 70s. What the fuck?
Where the fuck is the Terminator gonna go? Back in the 80s? Are you back to the 90s? Where's he gonna go?
The 2000s.
No, he's not gonna go to the 2000s.
Why don't we go back all the way back into the fucking 70s? Then John Connor is gonna be fucking 40. Like, what the fuck? John Connor is gonna be fucking saving the world at 40 years old?
Who knows? It'll be, maybe they'll kill Sarah Connor as like a baby or something. But we could do 70s New York, and it could be directed by the Safdie.
Stop trying to set things in the 70s and in New York. Fuck New York.
I solved the issue right there.
No, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna also add to this is I would love to see shit. I had it at the tip of my on my tongue here. Fuck, I forgot the movie I was about to say. Never mind me. Oh man, it was there. Shit.
Bring it back if it comes back, dude. So Blake says Prey was so damn good, man. I hope it's okay to plug my Predator ranking that I just uploaded today. Plug it away.
Robocop.
Dude, we were supposed to get that. We were supposed to get that like 3 years ago.
I know.
Neil Blomkamp was supposed to do it. I don't know what happened. They wrote it. RoboCop Returns. It was supposed to happen.
A whole new RoboCop. Oh my god,
one of the best theme scores of all time is the RoboCop theme. It is one of the best. Love that movie. The effects are insane. Like, we have not gotten a movie. The closest thing to like a modern RoboCop I could think of is that movie. Did you see Upgrade? Upgrade had that sort of flavor to it.
Okay, no, I didn't see it. It caught my eye, but I just never been able to pick it up.
Yeah, it's very similar to like 80s Verhoeven sort of things. But I think RoboCop would be a great choice. I think you could do RoboCop.
Yeah, and you could set RoboCop in the now, and you could still get Detroit. You could get Chicago. You could get any inner city.
Yeah, Detroit is a shitbox. You could totally do Detroit now.
Sorry to our Detroit listeners, but
sorry,
I mean, we'll be honest.
Detroit, it's a shitbox. So Stallone picked Gosling. Interesting, because I know Gosling is a huge fan of Stallone. Like, it's his. I think he said it was his favorite actor. I know he loves Stallone, so I think Gosling would be a crazy good choice. He broods. That's what he does. Transformers could work really well in that format. There you go. Oh, here's a cool pick. Universal Soldier would be a great series to do something cool and different with. That's a great choice.
Yes, it's a great choice too.
Flash Gordon reboot. I'm with you. I love Flash Gordon. I love that movie. It is cheesy. It is fun. We get that Queen soundtrack. I know they've tried to do Flash Gordon many, many times. I know Taika Waititi is attached right now to do Flash Gordon. I don't know if he's still doing that. He's attached to like a shit ton of things, but I would love Flash Gordon. I don't know who could direct it. Somebody that really understands the value of that original comic and the 1980 film as well, I think could really nail it. Terminator would be great for the Prey treatment. See, there you go. Terminator needs a clean slate. See, or just leave it alone. Fair. But I think I think a clean slate would be cool. Terminator needs to wipe the slate clean. Blake says it's not a slasher. I'll die on that hill. I'm willing to fight you on that, man. I think it's slasher. I think that first one, to me, comes off as slasher. Connor says, give us more 80s period pieces. I want more films that are remade in the decade they came out in. I mean, set it in the 80s. I don't I don't have an issue with that. We could do that. Robocop would be great. I'm seeing a lot of people just saying agreeing with Robocop. Cody says I want Blomkamp's Alien 5. Right, he was supposed to
We
do that.
should have
There's
gotten
concept.
that.
We should have gotten that.
Fuck Prometheus and Covenant. Like a thorn in my sides. Like they look so promising. I'll get all excited to go to the movie theaters to watch them, and it was like somebody shit in my face. And I'm not even into scat play.
You know, the best part about those movies is that somehow Ridley was able to get some really interesting choices for the cast. In Alien Covenant, we have Danny McBride as the pilot. He's got the cowboy hat, and so great. I love Danny, so it's cool seeing him in there. And Prometheus is one of the coolest casts I've ever seen in a movie. That for a movie that's kind of subpar, we got Idris Elba, Charlize Theron, like Michael Fassbender. Like it's crazy. That cast is stacked. And then Blake, Friday the 13th. I think we're getting some news on that soon.
I saw some news that I couldn't verify, but there were talks already that they were looking into doing the new Friday the 13th. So either the talks are about them using Friday the 13th and Jason, or whether it's just using the name and some other mysterious killer.
Who knows? There's even a point where LeBron Springhill, his company was attached to possibly produce it. He's a huge horror fan, so
there is so much. Okay, can I just piggyback on that whole LeBron thing? Like, I'm not a huge LeBron fan as far as basketball is concerned, but people really were bagging on how LeBron wanted to produce it. What people fail to understand is LeBron is a huge horror fan.
Dude, they should be happy that he wants to do it, because if
LeBron's
money,
favorite franchise. Listen, LeBron's favorite franchise is Friday the 13th. LeBron even had some special shoes. The LeBrons.
I remember those.
It was a Friday the 13th LeBrons. They were fucking amazing. They had like blood running down the sides. It was like white. They were great shoes.
Dude, I guarantee
I was never able to get them. But if anybody was going to do that franchise right, this is what we always talk about, right? Is you get a director, you get a producer who was a fan of the franchise to make it right. So LeBron obviously is going to bring in people that he knows how that franchise is going to go, because he's a huge fan of the franchise. He could have made that movie great. He could have, I mean, not great. He could have made it good,
and he
great,
probably wouldn't
and he
would
have done it great.
Much on the creative side. I think it was more so that he just wanted to see the movie made. I think like literally the movies he's been attached to have been by name only executive producer. He was an executive producer on Hustle, which is a movie I loved from Netflix. I mean, and I know did incredibly well. So he's somebody much like Kobe wanted to get into the film industry. And I think if he was that passionate and he was going, I can put up the money to make this all happen.
Right.
Why
not?
Who
wouldn't like if I had billions of dollars like LeBron has, right? I would say like, hey, let me make a Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Why? Because A, it's my favorite franchise, and I got the money to make it. Let's make it.
He wasn't going to direct it. It would have been somebody clearly who made really cool films. So, I want to address this real quick because this is a great choice and a great comic too. Chris says, I want a reboot of The Mask, dark and horror like the comics. The comics were vicious. Those comics are sick, man, and they have a dark sense of humor. And there's different characters that done The Mask, and you could do so many different things with The Mask. The Mask is one of my favorite movies. I love Jim Carrey in that. The sequel's a shitbox. It's terrible. But
so we're trying to eliminate Son of Mask?
We will eliminate Son of Mask.
Okay.
So Blake says he's not standing for the Prometheus slander.
Ooh.
Masterpiece.
Ooh.
I've heard a lot of people say that. There's a lot of people that are on that side. I agree with Gabe. Get out of the way, Ridley. All due respect. To each their own. Yeah, he's on that Prometheus train, man. I've seen some people call it a masterpiece lately.
Hey, maybe I should go rewatch Prometheus.
Rewatch it. I haven't seen it since it came out.
I mean neither. I saw it when it came out. I didn't like it as much, and then never watched it again. So
yeah,
maybe I should check it.
Chris Rock said I went to Lionsgate and I want to make a Saw movie, and they made that happen. Anything is possible. True. Another thing that's not confirmed. I almost added it to the rumor mill, but I wanted to wait until it picked up a little bit more heat. Saw new sequel happening. I don't know who's directing. Same writers as Spiral. Has nothing to do with Spiral. Apparently, the word on the street is that it is a prequel to with Tobin Bell. Tobin Bell is returning. So I want to wait for a little bit more information and what we can get out of that, and we'll talk about it. Hopefully, within the next few weeks, we hear something and bloody disgusting. Another thing I'm going to bring up too. I didn't add to the show notes. Again, there's a couple of things that haven't been confirmed. It's been a lot of talks. The Strangers, man. The Strangers is a franchise. So weird that it became a franchise. Bloody Disgusting has reported that not one, not two, but 3 movies are coming.
3?
3 movies. And they're set to start filming next month. One of the directors, Rennie Harlan, who's no stranger to horror, did Nightmare on Elm Street 4, also did Die Hard 2. He's also done some really bad
Are we bringing
movies.
back Christina Hendricks?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Man, she's got a lot going on. No, so I guess they're filming these back to back to back. I don't know much else about this besides that. I guess we'll wait and see. Bloody Disgusting is confirming that these movies are happening. They're filming next month. I don't know what studio's involved or how they're doing it. Strangers Pray at Night. I don't know if it was a box office hit or not. I don't know too much.
I got both Strangers. I mean, I thought they were decent enough.
I like the movies. I saw the second one at a test screening, and the audience hated it, but it was fun. I thought it was fun.
Of course, but let's base all our film decisions on test screenings with no CGI and stuff.
The audience that I saw it with was just laughing at the decisions, which I will admit it does stick to a formula of very like slashery things,
right?
Just like people make dumb decisions, but I think there's some cool callbacks to other horror movies that I dig in there. The car on fire, like Christine. I think that first one's genuinely creepy. I dig that first movie, and I think if these sequels go to that tone, I would like to see them bring it back, scale it back to that down to earth. Sort of fly in the wall approach they had in that first movie. I would dig that a bit more. So that's another movie. 2 things right there. We're not sure what's going on, but I think those are 2 things that we'll wait for a little bit more information on, and then hopefully we'll have something more concrete to talk about.
Absolutely.
All right. So Connor says they're bringing back Darren Lynn Besman from the other. I like him. I thought he did great he did Spiral, right? Yeah. I like Spiral. So I know that's a movie that got mixed reviews. Great trailers. They marketed the shit out of that movie. I don't think it performed great, but that was still when people were...
They really marketed that movie during the NBA playoffs that year.
Yeah, great song, too.
It was all over the playoffs. I mean, Chris Rock, Spiral playoffs. I don't know how you equate Spiral with basketball, but it was all over at TNT and, ESPN.
Spiral... yeah, the reveal was pretty obvious. All right. Blake says The Stranger's Prey Night was decent. It's very bootleg Carpenter-ish, but it's fine. Yeah, that's the way I viewed it. It is very Carpenter knockoff, but I thought there was a charm to that at least. All right, Gabe, we've come to the end of the show. Real quick, let's run down these new releases because we've gone on a little longer than we expected. Fall and Day Shift. I've heard some really good things about Day Shift, actually. And that's a movie that we covered the trailer. We did
cover the trailer. And we said Snoop Dogg in a cowboy hat. That's the only thing why we're watching it.
Yeah. And I know some of the John Wick guys are doing some of the stunts on this. But I've heard really good things about it. I heard it's a fun time. So that comes out tomorrow. And then the fall, I saw the trailer, thought it looked decent. Know nothing about it. Mason Gooding from Scream is in this, and Virginia Gardner from Halloween. So decent looking cast. The reviews, I think it's sitting at around like a 55-59% around there on Rotten Tomatoes. So not bad. Seems like 2 decent genre films coming out this weekend. Also, Bodies is going wide. So we'll see that. I'm going to try to sneak in a viewing at some point this week. I don't know, man. What do you think of these? What do you think of these movies?
So obviously, Bodies. I'm going to go see it in the theaters either Saturday or Sunday. Depends on my schedule here. As I look over too. And then obviously Daybreak I'm going to watch tomorrow night. And Fall, I may wait till it comes out to the streaming or something. I don't know. Fall reminds me of like 127 hours. Just one of those,
Yeah. We'll see.
survival movies.
We've entered that season in movies where like it's like August through September. There's not many like big things coming out. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's coming out. I'll wait for streaming or I'll wait for DVD. We have Beast coming out. I'm excited for that. Idris Elba versus a lion. So I think that'll be pretty cool. And I've heard good things about that as well.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think we could wrap it up. Nothing else to really plug besides this.
What's on
my favorite horror movie, September. A lot of great people coming on. Real quick, a little mistake we got going on here. I forgot to change the graphic. Leo Perez will be on September 6th. He's from Broken Reality. Great podcast. Cody Leach coming out. Not that bad. Good Real Hunting. Destiny is coming on from Fear Freaks. Bloodbath and Beyond. Really excited to have them on. And then Chad's coming on. And we got a lineup of great folks who have supported the show to come talk their favorite horror movies. Then in between, we will be mentioning ours as well. We're going to be featuring some movies that me, you, and Victoria love too.
That's a great menu that we have.
Yeah, it's there you go. There's a little subliminal message for Connor. All right, man. I'm about to wrap it up. Anything else you want to add? Yeah, don't forget next Thursday, Mr. Tony and Victoria will be on vacation, so there will be no show next Thursday. But hopefully we're going to get the Crespo cut of our Halloween 2 ranking, old school style, how we used to do the show about a year and a half ago. We're going to finally get that aired, hopefully next week. And then when he comes back, we'll go on at it full force. Our Tuesday show, when Tony comes back, will be, should I say it? Oh, dude, I have a clip. I totally forgot.
Oh, well, then go play it then.
Hey, kids, what do you think? Do we need more lights? We need more lights! They're coming, they're coming! Hey, kids, how about helping me sing my favorite Christmas song? Take the whole with pepperoni.
All right, that's enough.
But our Tuesday show now for when he comes back, it's going to be called Turtle Power, and it's when we're going to be talking about nothing but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the animated show, the 3 live-action movies, the Christmas special, and I forget what else.
The rock concert. I think we're going to try to squeeze that in there.
The rock concert, too.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, and Leo from Broken Reality will be joining us for that because he's a huge Turtle fan as much as we are as well.
Yeah. So we're going to be covering that. So catch up on all your Turtles media, unless you've seen all these things. The rock concert and the Christmas special is going to be hard. I've seen both of them.
You know what? Now that you play that clip, I remember the Christmas special, and then I remember thinking to myself, why are they Jamaican?
It's that song gets weird. There's like weird Lionel Richie, like it's a Lionel Richie impersonator at some points. They're Jamaican. It's strange. And then the rock concert is even more strange. But
I'm excited.
It's gonna be exciting because it's the Turtles. Who doesn't love the Turtles? Anyway, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like this episode, share it, and subscribe if you're new here. If you've been quietly watching, subscribe. And then, we'll have a show when I come back, probably on the Saturday. We still want to cover the movie news, so the Saturday I come back, we're going to try to squeeze in a show, so clear your schedules for that. If you're lonely and you got nothing to do on a Saturday night. With that being said, we're Flopbuster. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next time.